Chinese, as Lola she explained, there's more than just one book. So you think about reading those classics is you are absorbing the wisdom from the wise people from the past. Knowledge will change, right? You learn, okay, I learned maybe use C++, during the 90s to do computer. Now I have to learn mobile language to do apps and games. So knowledge, those are knowledge that will change. But wisdom passes down from thousands of years. And because it's wisdom, because it really contains what every human being shares, it remains with us. So that's why we read classics. In reading that, it enriches our lives and really help us to become enlightened ourselves.
Totally. I totally agree with now, and so I'm dropping Luanyu for now. It's really hard. So when I switch to switch to Daozi, the first two paragraphs were done, and we're in the middle of the chapter 3 and 4. We are about half done, and I think at the beginning it's easier than Luanyu, but when it goes deeper, I don't know yet. So far, I enjoy it, and my daughter did it. And I want to add, she started learning with traditional characters without any punctuation, just the traditional characters. And she's never learned traditional characters before, and she's okay with reading that. And I think after 4 chapters, maybe, I post something on WeChat in simplified Chinese. She could almost read through. There was just a couple of words she didn't know. So I'm really amazed how much she's learned in the past. Like a disciplinary agreement for the parents to really put heart into this. Say, I committed to this, and my kids are going to commit. Because often kids drop out is because the parents just say, I don't have time, I cannot do this. So really, whether the kids can be successful or not, it all depends on whether the parents, oftentimes the mom, will want to stick with this. So that's the original thoughts behind the and when I first read through it, I've just shared my thoughts frankly. I was not very comfortable. I discussed this with Lion. The feeling was if we hold the parents responsible, what if parents signed and then really couldn't stick with it and really feel bad about it, and then that will make me feel bad because I made somebody do something against their will. So that I was not comfortable with that. So as a result, Lan and I discussed this for new parents. You're going into this method, and this is just a reference you look at, and it's something you understand. If I want my child to be successful following this method, and I need to devote myself to this. So it's kind of expectation document. Does that make sense to everyone?
To focus, because I think that's a good technique for everything.
Yes,
if you could sit
definitely.
down for 45 minutes, that's just a really important time frame for college, for the future, for any classroom, that you could sit and listen to your teacher, listen to a lecture, study. So I think it's good in many different ways.
To go on.
Yeah,
and I broke it up too.
Is that some chorus, this
Right.
part and this part
Yeah.
and add together?
Everybody
make it
together.
fun,
Yeah.
And then we went around in a circle,
Yeah.
and everybody read a little phrase.
Yeah. And then, for instance, like the long sentence, you can have
Break it
this
up.
part, and then we all together.
Yes.
It just makes more
Li Dan is
fun.
very more like a music teacher. Her class is a very so I understand what she says is that she like the rhythm and she like the beats and
Yeah.
And you did that a little bit too.
I did
where
some,
you
yeah.
did beats on the
So
table.
yeah, just make some make more fun for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. She let the kids stomp on the floor.
And the
Yeah.
kids sometimes this is Catherine chiming in. Kids sometimes will find fun with themselves. For example, when my kids started beatboxing. Just when they start reading some passages and they start find the rhythm themselves, and all of a sudden they, oh, that's pretty fun. We can beatbox in this. Like the one paragraph where it says, 子禽问于子贡曰：“夫子至于是邦言。” They just started like 子贡曰 something like that. So that is Adam and 夫子至于是邦言. They just started that whole chapter is going like that. So sometimes
start to feel better about myself. I enjoy better health. And when he sent an email to me, I said, I must do this. So I flew to Toronto to listen to this Professor Wang. And all he said made sense. And so when I came back, I started doing this with my daughter. And I could see her progress. And some students in my neighborhood joined us. And like Catherine said, summer came and they had vacations and I couldn't get them back, but I'm going to do this with my daughter. I really see her enjoying learning Chinese a lot more than the classes. She said Chinese class was so boring, she didn't want to go. And she likes this new method. And I don't care whether she understands each character or whether she can construct a sentence. She just understands more. That's my enjoyment of repeating, and to her, when she recognized those words, she's very happy. So we're happy.
Thank you for thanks.
Ironically, it's on myself. So I started myself about a year ago, exactly in September. I experienced some health issues and gone through treatment. So I decided, using this opportunity to do some reading myself. So I picked up the Buddhism Sutra, 无量寿经, 佛说大乘无量寿庄清净平等觉经. Okay, that's the long title, but it's the Unlimited Life Sutra, and was written in traditional Chinese characters, vertical, which I'm not used to. I grew up in China mainland, so I studied the simplified characters. That I'm using this opportunity to really help me calm down, to get rid of my wandering thoughts and any unwholesome thoughts. So I'm just going to read this sutra, this 1 year, just this sutra. So every day I try to read chapter 1, 2, 3 chapters. I started slow, and by the end, when I first started the whole book, it took me 2 hours to read once. By the end, I can finish now in 50 minutes. So it's just how you get used to it. And then after that experience, I realized actually I got to know all the traditional characters of the book. So that's the first round. I just read and really help to calm myself down, get rid of my thoughts. And the second round, I started copying the sutra. So I copied the whole thing. And all of a sudden, I realized I have not memorized the whole book. That if you say one verse, I'll probably know the next, and I know in which chapter. So that's a whole year of my experience. It's really the practice. Professor Wang was recommending the method that he created. So you can call that in Chinese, 瞎猫碰了草, right? It's a blind cat called a deaf mouse. So in March, Line called me, sent an email telling me that Professor Wang is going to be in DC and giving lectures on this. So I said, I'm going. After one lecture, I said, this is exactly what I practice, so I know it's going to work. And I know it's not going to be easy on the person who's doing it, because you really have to calm down, you really have to calm your mind, and really have to learn to focus. So in April, that's how I started with my children, and it really was kept going since then. So that's my story.
鸣凤在竹，白驹石场，花被草木，赖及万方。
鸣凤在竹，白驹石场。
Not teaching this class, but I just think, after the learning, once a week, the adults can get on the Skype, have a discussion, that will help a lot. Because you still, once a week, but in between you have a discussion,
女
you
慕
feel,
贞洁，男效
just
才良，知过必改，德能莫忘。
女慕贞洁，男效才良，知过必改。